I was kidding. But if I fart, I apologize. That's disgusting.
You like art, I just like fun stuff. Come sit down and watch Acquired Savant. Acquired Savant.
Hello and welcome to Acquired Savant, the show where each week I am joined by a local artist as they show me how to do what they do and I try to follow along. I'm your host for today, Jimmy Karatz. On this week's episode, we have the marvelous Tabitha Engel. Yay! Who's going to show us how to do terrain painting. Is that correct?
Correct.
Good to see you again, Tabitha.
Excellent.
Tell us everything. What are we doing today?
Today we are painting hags.
Hags, like a good hag. What is a hag?
It is a monster from a game I play called Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. Fascinating. Do adults still play that?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Are you an adult physically, but emotionally you're still like a kid running around causing trouble?
absolutely.
That's good. That's how you're supposed to be. I reckon I'm still like 12 years old.
You'd love it then.
Anyway, this is obvious by now, isn't it? Okay, so what are we going to do?
Okay, so these hags are for a game I'm about to use, so do your best work.
Now, in the game, what is the purpose of the hag?
In my game, they are currently invading people's sleep. So,
Sweet.
The people that are playing, they are enter your dreams and
Cause
give you
nightmares
horrible
and-
nightmares. Yeah.
Good times, good times. How long have you been doing this? I think we should actually, before I even talk about that, show me what we actually need to physically do, how we do this, where do we start?
All right.
Do I need a creative bone in my body to do this, or are there numbers on there so I
Absolutely
could do the paint by number?
Look, it's just you kind of start with the innermost detail and work your way out. So I usually start with face. So pick a color that you want for the face. I'm going green.
This is extremely detailed. That gives
It
me a
is
lot of
very
room to mess it
detailed.
up.
Yeah, so you start
right.
with the base first.
Now, I
So-
notice there's skulls everywhere. Is that a good skull color?
Yeah, it is. There's actually a color called Screaming Skull.
That looks very
Yeah.
bony. Does that look right? We need to just stir that up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. All right, so, how long you been doing all this? Do I need to add water to
About
that?
15
That
years.
looks a little gummy.
Yeah, you can just put it onto your palette there and then
Oh, that's
wet
right.
your brush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did say something about that, and then
Yeah.
aren't I
Just add a
supposed to
little bit
add
of
water somehow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
the paints are quite thick.
So anyway, how long you been into the? Is it just
Just
painting
Dungeons and Dragons.
terrain figurines?
Yes, painting terrain is the scenery and the figurines are the creatures.
Right, of course. Those two
Like the
words mean
hags.
different things, don't they?
Yes.
English is not my first language. Where I'm from, we speak American. So, that's not working out so well for me. Anyhow, so you've been doing this for how long did you say?
About 15 years.
About 15 years.
Not necessarily the painting, but the Dungeons and Dragons, the painting probably about 2 or 3 years now.
And now, is that specifically you've been painting the figurines and painting the terrain, or you've been making terrain for that long as well?
Both. So all of the terrain in the front here, I made myself. So
Brilliant.
it's made from sand and foam and
You said
cork.
something about that piece right there, that little teepee-looking thing.
That's toilet paper.
It's a toilet paper roll, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, so yeah, cardboard and then toilet paper, paper mache on top.
Fantastic. Now, the trick here is always that I try to use both parts of my brain, neither of which work very well, but I try to ask you questions at the same time I'm painting. So if I start babbling in what doesn't sound like anything coherent, that means I'm really concentrating on trying to do a good job here. That's my excuse anyway. So you've been doing this, and now do you do this also, do you paint other things? Do you do any professional painting or any other kind of artsy type of things?
Weirdly, I paint furniture as well.
You paint furniture.
I do paint furniture.
Now, is that something that you do just for friends and family, or is that something that you actually do it and make a bit of coin on the side?
No, because I'm very slow. Even like one of these miniatures would normally take me about 7 hours. So
Oh, geez.
yeah,
So it's a piece of furniture that
a
take you
piece of
about
furniture.
70 days?
yeah, pretty
You
much.
know, you
so.
can build an ark in that amount of time. That's
Correct.
what Noah did. I don't know where the hell I'm going with any of that. Anyway, so As far as this goes as a creative, is it just a creative hobby? Is that what you would call it?
Yeah,
or-
like in the way that hobbies are very life consuming
And time consuming and
yeah,
money consuming.
time consuming,
and
money consuming.
You're
yeah.
spending more money on it than you're making?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
a hobby. That's brilliant. At least it's not as costly as owning a boat. Apparently, that's a killer. So, I was going to ask you, when it comes to creating a piece, you said you'll spend maybe 7 hours on one of these if you're going to do it properly.
Yep. Oh no, if I do it properly, it can sometimes take 2 or 3 months.
Holy cow!
Yeah, just a couple of hours a day. It's just building up the paint very slowly over time. But,
Oh, so you're doing multiple layers
yeah.
and stuff like
But
that.
I play every week, so I kind of need new creatures every
Well, then
week.
hopefully you're good at the game, because if you're losing creatures all the time, then you're in big trouble, aren't you?
Well, no, that's what I want them to do because I run the game.
Uh-huh.
And so I run it for a group of, the game I'm currently running has 6 friends in it. Well, 4 family, 1 friend. And
So you've gotten family
I want
involved
them.
in all of this?
Oh, definitely, yeah. My husband, my 2 brothers, my sister.
Now, were they involved in this kind of thing before you came to the scene? Or?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
No, okay.
No, they were adamant they did not want to play that nerd thing.
I would have never called it that. I would have called
I'm
it
sure.
a good creative outlet, but that's just
Yes.
me. When it comes to making sets, how long does it take you to make this, like the stuff that we got in front of us here, all these 3 different sets? How long will
They're
that?
separate tiles. Each of those tiles doesn't take long, maybe about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's easy.
Yeah, and you
Well,
do them kind of
relatively.
bulk.
And
The more
so
you make, the quicker it is.
some of these, like this here is just what? Just foam, right?
Yep.
And then these other, are they, did you say you buy these, or you said something about 3D printing, I think, before?
Yeah, so the hags I have currently, these were purchased, but
Mm-hmm.
a couple of the figurines, like the one on the left and the one on this rock, I actually printed myself.
Okay, all right.
And a lot of the barrels and stuff and the sword rack, that's all.
I imagine if
printed
somebody's
myself.
been living under a rock or they're 70 years old, they probably have never heard of Dungeons and Dragons. But if they're, I would expect that most people have heard of it, yeah?
It's really popular these days.
Yeah, I would have thought it's been popular for at least kind of since I was, so we're talking 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So, but for people who have
It comes
been
and
living
goes,
under
yeah.
rocks, you want to explain to people what in the world it is?
That's
a
always the
role-playing
hardest
game,
thing to
right?
do. It is a role-playing game, so a lot of people play Dungeons and Dragons for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people play it because they're actors and they want to test their acting skills.
Ah, right.
A lot of people play it because they're strategists and they want to, figure out political dynamics.
Learn how to
and
take over the world. So
Yeah.
Trump has been playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
must be
is that
very
what-
good at Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons.
Now, they used to say back in the day, when I was a youngster and we played Dungeons and Dragons, that if you play Dungeons and Dragons, you'll get Satan in you.
Yeah, the Satanic Panic
Yeah.
is what it was nicknamed.
Are they
amongst
still
the-
doing that?
Um,
People still worried about that?
I think less than they used to be. Yeah, video
Now they're
games are a
worried
lot
more
more.
about Fortnite and the stuff that's happening there on
Oh
the
no, that's
online.
definitely that's definitely true.
Which
for
one, in your
Fortnite.
opinion, is more dangerous?
Oh, 100% Fortnite.
I can't disagree with that. Now, let's see here. I believe what we're going to do now, while we're
Okay.
continuing to paint here, is we're going to take a short break and we're going to get a perspective on paint by number from a group of old people. So we're
Oh,
going to cut to
wonderful.
that now while you and I continue about our business.
Sounds good.
Well, what is going on here?
He's hungry.
Looks like Hagrid. Looks like Hagrid a bit, doesn't it? But what's he looks like he's eating Harry Potter.
Trying to-
Bestial a bit bestial.
Looks very scary.
Yeah,
sort of almost devouring
yeah.
himself.
That's a really strange painting, isn't it?
Definitely a female.
And why would you eat the head first? I mean, surely that'd be the worst part.
Tell you the title of it. It's
Yeah.
called Saturn Devouring His Son.
Is there a reason why Saturn devoured it? What, you hadn't eaten for, you didn't have porridge for breakfast or something?
Looks like human body. I think he is portraying someone who is letting loose their most monstrous feeling.
Well, you never use pepper and salt.
I'm going to boot it.
Too, yes.
I mean, I wouldn't put it in my house. Can I boot that one?
This. It looks as though it has
Really?
perhaps sexual connotation.
The bottom half of a stormtrooper's helmet.
I don't know what it is.
It could be also be one of those face masks.
Well, I thought it was a urinal.
It looks like a urinal that doesn't really work properly. Is it a urinal?
It's a urinal, like a toilet. If you saw it in a gallery, in an art gallery, would you stop and have a look and admire it, or?
I might stop and piss in it.
I don't know if I would admire it.
I wouldn't want it in my house unless it was unless I put it in the toilet or something like that.
No, I don't like it.
To me, that's not a piece of art. I mean, that's a piece of plumbing.
I think it too, because, yeah,
Boot.
it's outside the old square, as they say, and I kind of like that.
We're looking at fashion this time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why did you give me that then?
Yeah, fashion, yeah.
Yes.
Is that fashion? Is it?
It can be fashion,
Good God.
it can be art, yeah. They're suggesting that fashion is art and art is fashion.
It looks like somebody with a chook fetish, doesn't it? Really?
How do you feel about all the birds that had to be sacrificed for fashion?
Yeah, for that.
Well, I can't
Well,
say
you know,
I
yeah.
particularly approve of that.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
No, but you have to make sacrifices for your art sometimes. No good.
Could you imagine anybody in their right mind wearing that anywhere?
No.
Would you wear it?
I wouldn't mind if
no.
Lynn wore it. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it would fit me. They tend not to make clothes my size. Those deaths were in vain.
Boot, definitely.
Yeah, I think
boot.
we might boot it.
And that should be a crime.
Both boot that one.
Yes.
Boot it then.
Oh, so cute.
Do you like it?
Well, that,
Back to the show. Acquired Savant, let's go.
Hello and welcome back to Acquired Savant. We're painting like crazy. It's amazing. I'm not terrible at this one. Look at it. Actually looks like it's not done by a 4-year-old.
Yeah, it looks
I
really
mean, give me a
good.
couple
I
more
like your
minutes and
colour
I'll
choices.
bring down. Yeah, I like that. I think he's a blonde. So she's a blonde. She's that ugly you can't tell. Sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do, Tabitha?
Yes.
If that is your real name. I assume it is. Okay, we're gonna play a little game. You've probably never played this game before.
Okay.
But we call it real or miniature.
Oh dear.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
That's good, because you don't really have a choice. I mean, you can just, your answer can be like in a legal setting, where in Australia you can say, I will do the interview, but all of my answers will be no comment answers.
Okay.
But don't do that, because that'll
Okay.
take the fun out of it. All right. Do you see this thing?
I do.
Do you know what it is?
It is a landmark.
What?
It's a landmark.
It is a landmark. Do you know which one?
Very famous one.
Which one? You don't know. St. Basilisk Cathedral in Red Square.
Yeah, I knew
Now,
that.
is that one real or is it fake?
Fake.
You're wrong. Can't you see through the page? Look at that, it's real. All right, so far you're 0 for 1. All right, now, what is this one here?
Big Ben, and that's fake.
That is, when you say fake,
I mean miniature.
we artists take offense to that. It's miniature.
Miniature.
Miniature. I say
Replica.
miniature. That's like Americans. We don't say nuclear, right? It's nuclear, right? We say
Nuclear.
nuclear or something. I don't know.
Nuclear.
But you know, we also say we say aluminum instead of aluminium. But the reason is because we spell it differently. We have no extra I at
It's
the
'cause
end.
you just randomly
interesting
take
little factoid
letters
that
out of
nobody
words.
cares about. All right,
Okay.
more
All right,
stuff
let's
that
go.
hopefully people do care about. What's that?
Taj Mahal.
That's right. And real,
real.
or miniature? Real.
Got it.
Good job.
Nailed it.
I'm having trouble with my pronunciation of miniature, so I'm just going to call it real or small. Okay, what is that one?
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Correct? Real or small?
Small. Small.
No. No, it's real small on the page, but that's the real one.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to tell when it's
It
just
is
a
really hard to
photo. Like
tell.
if you saw it in person, you'd probably be able to figure it out.
I have seen
You'd
it
be
in
like,
person.
that thing's huge, that's got to
Yeah,
be real.
it was real. Yeah.
And what about this one?
Oh, if
It's a
that's-
bridge.
I hope that
Give
it's
you
a
the hint.
miniature because that looks really incredible. So I'm going to say miniature.
That is correct.
Wow.
So good. I don't know what the tab is
Wow.
this time, as far as if you're getting these right, but or like how many you've gotten right. But so far, so good. All right, here we go. What is it?
It's the Opera House, and
Yep.
it's miniature.
Eh.
Is it
You're
real?
un-Australian, mate. Un-Australian. That was real.
Oh my gosh, the pressure.
I think you're failing at this.
It's really hard
What
to
is that
tell.
one?
I feel like I'm going to get tricked. Great Wall of China and
Great
it's,
Wall of Mexico. That's can't say that. There's no. It's a horrible Wall of Mexico. And miniature or real?
Look, I'm going to say real.
Oh, look at that! It's miniature. Somebody
How
made
are these
that thing.
people
That is
making
crazy.
this?
Are you
'Cause I'm-
going to be that good someday?
Yeah, I hope so.
When you grow up,
hope
are you
so.
going to be that good?
It's the trees. That's what gets me.
Yeah, I know. And sometimes
Yeah.
they have people in them, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it can't be real. What is that one?
Miniature.
What is it? I can't even see from the.
Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, you are correct. And what did you say it was?
I said miniature.
Whew, we should have prepped you on this. That was real.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
My instincts are failing.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Yep.
The Sphinx.
Miniature.
Survey says, yay! You got it right. And Parthenon.
Miniature.
Correct. You know what's interesting, and I don't know if this was the Parthenon, but something that had the big pillars. It might have been the Roman one. What's the Roman one? Is that the Parthenon and one's the Pantheon? Anyway,
near the
they
Colosseum.
make the
Yeah.
pillars, instead of perfectly upright, they put them at a slight angle because of the optical illusion, a slight angle outwards because your eyes make them converge. So they're actually a few degrees out when they built them.
That's actually
Amazing
incredible.
what they were doing 3,000 years ago. Okay. So far, so good. I should get back to painting because
looking
I've
really
gotten
good.
nowhere so far. And while I'm painting, we're going to take a quick commercial break. So enjoy the commercials, and we'll see you shortly.
Geneviève. Non. Geneviève. Non. Geneviève. Oui. Oh my God, oui. His onion is so much love.
Back to the show. Acquired Savant, let's go.
All right, here we are again for the rapid art round. If I don't blink and I keep my eyes wide open like that, Tabitha, does that make me look clinically insane?
Yes.
Okay, good. We've achieved what we were trying to achieve. So, we're on to the rapid art round. Now, yours is basically done. You said you can't do this in under 20 minutes.
It's the pressure.
Well, you're rising to the occasion. You're going to probably have to help me with mine at some point. Anyways, we're on to the rapid art round. Do you know what that means?
No.
Well, there are words in English. They rapid and art and round. So,
So
that means we
paint
got
even
like
faster.
3 minutes
Yeah, got it.
to finish our little story as a art piece. I
Got
don't
it.
know. Now I'm just making stuff up. I'm just whatever. All right. So 3 minutes, and during that time, I'll probably still ask you some random questions because that's what I do, Tabitha.
Excellent.
So
Can't wait.
Tabitha, that is not what I wanted. This will have to do though. Tabitha, tell me this.
Yes.
Are there different types of paint? There has to be. Like there has to
Yes.
be, are we using oil-based? Well, no, we're using water-based, obviously, because we're adding water.
Yes, water-based paint.
And, yeah.
How these paints work and the reason they're in such small pots, or so I assume, is they're very high pigment paints, which is why you water them down, which means they've got very strong coverage. So a lot of water-based paints you need to do different types. So a lot of modelers will use this specific type of paint for that reason, because it is very strong. Very strong in colours.
Now, we're using different brushes, and there's different size brushes, but are
Yes.
some brushes completely different, like the hairs that are used, or is it
yes.
all virtually the same?
No, very different, and you'll get very different results from different brushes.
Okay.
If you do want to get into miniature painting, I suggest anything that's sable. So S-A-B-L-E, sable type hair, will give you a lot more precision, and the points tend to stay sharper for longer.
Ah, interesting little factoid there. To get a setup where you're getting your basic paints and your brushes and everything, I mean, is somebody going to spend $150 to get themselves started? They're going to spend $1,000 to get themselves started.
Closer to 150.
That's good.
You can start with your basic colours and you can mix your own, just like any other painting.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes pretty good sense. All right, now, while we're doing, I think we're going to keep going. We're going to cheat, and we're going to
Yep.
keep going for a couple of minutes, because right now what we're going to do is take a little break again, and you guys are going to get to hear a performance from singer-songwriter Ace Kabawatan. Boom. Good.
It's cold dark this night, with a sprinkled drop upon my face. I see you through the window with a smile. I came. I thought it was you. That's why I can't sleep, lying awake without you next to me. I thought it was you. That's why I can't sleep. Couldn't you see how much you meant to me? I finished late last night. I swore you said you moved away from here. The scent lingers in the air, right next to me. Was it just a dream? Racing through the same street that night, all the places you left behind, gazing at your window, but you're not there anymore. I miss the way you said my name, I miss your hands on my face. No, you'll never be the same, 'cause you're not there anymore. I thought it was you. That's why I can't sleep, lying awake without you next to me. I thought it was you. That's why I can't sleep. Couldn't you see how much you meant to me? That's why I can't sleep. I thought it was you. That's why I can't sleep.
We're ready. We're good. I finished my piece. It was looking pretty
Did
good.
ya?
I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed because Tabitha here steered me wrong. I thought I was about to use black for the shoulder cape on my hag. Instead, I got this runny kind of thing that looks like it's supposed to be blood that's not oxygenated.
It's called a wash.
Well,
so
we know that now. Apparently, don't use the wash for paint work.
you do not.
Okay,
Correct.
so it's time to do a reveal and see whose is better.
Okay.
Now, it's kind of like golf. I'm working with a handicap. The handicap just being I don't know what I'm doing, you know. So I get like an extra 15 strokes.
Yeah.
So I think we should probably reveal yours first so they see what it's supposed to look like.
Well, in the limited time,
Oh yeah,
I got most of my
that's pretty
creature
damn good.
done, which is
Quite
not bad. From
impressed.
7 hours to 20 minutes.
Now, mine, you know, what do you think? Yeah, shush. Nobody
No
asked
comments.
you. Look at that. That's actually kind of good. I took the advice and I didn't start with the details. I started with the big parts. Look, he looks naked through this. She looks naked through the stuff. I keep forgetting that a hag is a woman.
Well,
Well,
yes.
is that? I don't know. Is it?
It is, yes, it's
Anyway, moving along. As usual, mine doesn't look that good. But I'm proud of myself and my efforts that I put in.
it looks wonderful.
Yeah, well, thank you. All right, very good. That's it, Tabitha. Thank you for being here. On next week's episode, we have another amazing artist lineup for you, makeup artist Ellie Lothian. We look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, I wish you adieu. Good stuff.
If you like art or just like fun stuff, come sit down and watch Acquired Savant. Acquired Savant.